you are in all the slides for a great reason. It's because you are a walking embodiment of what the membership can do for people. The land in California, you've got a 5-figure offer. The precious metal you purchased. I want to talk about the process with you, but first, let everybody listening know real quick where are you from and what you do for a living right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here, Brian. It's an absolute honor. But first and foremost, I'm born and raised in Philadelphia,
Okay.
North Philadelphia to be exact. I'm currently retired Army, over 20 years. Um, I'm a logistics and supply supervisor uh, on a military base here at Fort Stewart.
I
That's
love it.
what
I
I
love
do.
it. Okay. Now let's go back to the beginning. You first saw MWR. Do you remember it? Who told you about it? How did they tell you and how did you feel? Who told you about it? How did they tell you? How did you feel?
I first saw it on a Facebook post with one of my colleagues, and it was very interesting to me because I've been looking for something. I knew I was going to be in the highest tax bracket with my new job and retirement, and I've been looking for something for a long time. So when I saw it, I'm like, I just picked up the phone and called him, and
Okay.
he explained his name, Larry Murray Jr. He explained it to me. We talked, and I signed up that day. I'm like, let's
Nothing.
go.
Okay. Nothing to it. Now, when you signed up that day, you're excited. What's the first thing you do? How do you start telling people? Because you got to bottle your energy up so people don't think you're crazy. How did you start telling people? Did you use the tools? Did you talk a whole lot? Was it hard to quote unquote sell? Talk to people about the ease of the process.
The ease of the process was simple. Everything was laid out for me. I just shared the information. I went to all my contacts in my phone and on my Facebook page, and I just start sharing the information. And the first three people I talked to was my kids
Okay.
because I wanted to create a legacy. So I sat them down on the couch, and I told them this is what we're going to do. And that's we've been rocking and rolling ever since because the education is important. The money is one thing, but without the education and the knowledge, it's not going to go too far.
Good. All right. So let's talk about two things real quick. Let's talk about the land first, because that's easy to understand. And precious metal is too, but let's talk about what drew you to the land and precious metal. So those of you watching this Zoom may not know this, but we purchased land wholesale in Southern California from our firm, our strategic partner. We get the land wholesale because we got acres and acres and acres and acres and acres and acres and acres. And then we can sell that land retail. So we're already coming in with equity. So Clovel, how easy was the consultation? People say, how y'all buying land? How easy was the process for you to get the land after your consultation, and what has happened to you as of last week? Take us from the beginning real quick to the end.
Okay, it was super easy. I just picked up the phone. I called the coordinator for Cal Choice. He talked me through the process. He told me it was what the steps to take. Just invest the amount of money that we invest, and then they sent me the paperwork. I signed it, and it was a done deal. Here we are, 3 years later. I got a phone call from a representative, and she said, "We got an offer on your land." And I said, "Okay." And she said, "It's a 5-figure offer." She said, "Do you accept?" I said, "Absolutely."
But doing nothing, there's an old saying in real estate, you make money when you enter, not when you exit. So that money that you had, that equity when you bought the land, a lot of people don't know that. Now you selling the land, you cashing in, but the money was made because he bought the land early. And now here come the Olympics in 2028. And you bought the land back in 2025 or whatever. So congratulations, man. Way to jump out there and do it. Talk about real quick how they show you on the Zoom. Here's your parcel. Here's what's going on around you. Here's what's coming soon. Talk about the Zoom and how they broke it down.
They broke it down so simple. They showed me where my parcel was. They showed me the parcels around. They showed me the values of the parcels around my parcel. They showed me the value of my parcel at the time, and they told me what the development that was going to take place with my parcel. It was very, very in depth. I didn't have no questions, and I could pick up the phone at any time right now and call them and ask some questions. It's very super friendly, a phenomenal relationship. It's its own entity, like we already know, and that's a relationship for life.
I love it, man. I love it. Okay, now before we go, last question. The precious metal. You have a slide on our presentation where you just holding brick after brick after brick. I'm gonna pull this up so people can understand who you are and what you have here. And I want you to talk about um, why precious metal, what made you invest in this precious metal, and why this is important to you to, have your son do the exact same thing. So for those watching, this is Mr. Clovel on the slide. For those of you watching the recording, some of y'all will see it now, some of y'all will see it later. This is Clovel on the slide. Now, Clovel, you got more precious metal than anybody in our organization. What made you say this is where I want to put some money as well? Why so many bricks?
Well, I knew something big was going to come after this. You just when you be around, you have mentors, you like yourself, and Mr. Charles Ivory, something as big is coming after that. So it was a no-brainer. So instead of me working and put my money in the bank, which that's what we're taught to do, I decided to let my job pay for my precious metals instead of putting the money in the bank. So what I did is it was a no-brainer. I just every time I get paid, I buy a brick. It's a no-brainer. And then I was just waiting for our precious metal expert to hit us with the big depository, and here it came. And I always wanted to invest in precious metal, but I didn't know what to do with it. Once I got it, I wasn't really familiar, but the education I received was phenomenal as well. So it was a no-brainer. I just pressed go, and that's the results. And here it is.
All right, man, I'm gonna let you go. Let's quantify it real quick. So a depository means what, guys? It means we take all the precious metal collectively. Clovel is gonna get a pro rata share. That basically means a percentage. If you have some in the depository, imagine a huge warehouse, like hundreds of thousands of square feet, right? Tens of thousands of square feet. And you got real precious metal insured in the whole nine. Well, companies can borrow against that precious metal. That's called collateralizable. So you say, hey, we want a percentage because you're using our precious metal as collateral, and we want a percentage of the business that you have going on, and you pay us a percentage every single day because we're the ones that got you the deal by collateralizing our assets, but we're doing it collectively. So your percentage is now given out every single month in the form of a return, and that's how you collateralize precious metal and come together collectively. So that's what it means to have a depository and be part of something like this, where you get inside information they're not giving you anywhere else on the outside. Clovel, thanks so much for your service, man. I salute you. Thanks so much for telling your story. Everybody come off mute. This is Clovel Olafine. Let them know.